as you probably heard from the interview, I like Maxine very much. The tagline is "Hollywood is a killer." It opens with a Betty Davis quote, which is, "In this business, until you're known as a monster, you're not a star." I mean, Betty Davis was full of those kind of things. So in X, Mia Goth's character was, making a 70s porno movie in a Texas farm, and then the farm owners turned out to be kind of Ed Gein-style monsters. In Pearl, it was the prequel in which Goth expanded the secondary role that she played in X, the title character who dreams of, becoming a star. So now it's the 80s. She's gone to Hollywood. She dreams of becoming a star, but she's actually got an audition for this. It's the sequel to a horror movie. And Elizabeth Debicki is Elizabeth Bender, who is the director, who, seems scary, but as I said, becomes a bit of a mentor. Meanwhile, LA at this period is being terrorized by the Night Stalker, and Maxine's life story seems to intersect with history. And then we have this character played by Kevin Bacon, who basically looks like Jay Gittes out of Chinatown, Jack Nicholson with a plaster on his nose. As at first you're not quite sure what role his character plays, but he's having such good fun. He's absolutely eating the movie up and really, really enjoying it. And each film's very good at its period. The 70s exploitation celluloid of X, the Hollywood glamour of Pearl, and now the sort of neon VHS aesthetic of Maxine. At times, watching this, I was reminded of the texture of Prano Bailey Bond's film Censor, which is in a very, very different world, but it's about the VHS video nasties era, and it does have a similar texture to it. As I said, there's
what
loads
does that mean, similar texture?
It means, if you watch a movie from the 80s, you can watch 5 seconds of it and it's from the 80s, and it's to do with the way things are lit. It's to do with the way the movie looks, the way the movie sounds. There is a very particular sound to it. And one of Ty West's great talents, and he sort of referred to this in the interview, is he worked very hard on making a world in which movies are influencing the characters. So it's like the characters are living in the world of the movies. And this is very, very cine literate. I mean, this is a movie which it's made by somebody who knows and loves cinema, and I think it's for people who know and love cinema. So, if you're a fan of Abel Ferrara's Ms. 45 or Brian De Palma's Body Double, or any of those films, you'll enjoy the references. But crucially, that's not the point. In fact, the thing about the self-referentiality, it's done so well, and so this isn't the main point. There is even a sequence that plays out in the Psycho mansion, which is on the Universal backlot, which was built for Psycho 2. And normally, I'm sorry, you can't do that. You can't reference Psycho. That is just far too on the nose. But the thing is, the film's doing it so well that he goes, yeah, no, that's not what we're doing. We're doing something else. It was really, really brave and clever to do that in a way that doesn't make you think, oh, for heaven's sake, you can't go there. Mia Goth is terrific. I mean, as she has been in the previous movies, the role has a touch of Showgirls about it. I mean, if Showgirls had been any good, and there are, I think, hints of Verhoeven's aesthetic in there, it's also very interesting that the film is a reminder of, in the 1980s, there was this absurd anti-Satanist panic in mid-80s, this absurd anti-Satanist panic, and people complained that Hollywood was run by, devils, and that rock music was, backmasking, and it was all full of satanic messaging. And once again, as there has been all the way through the series, there's a lot of stuff in Maxine about right-wing nutball lunatic Christians who are literally worshipping the devil in the name of God. And I think it's not coincidental that strikes such a chord with what's going on in America at the moment. I mean,
what is going on in America at the moment? I
couldn't possibly say, but like literally those lunatic right-wing Christian nationalist nutballs who are, taking away everyone's freedoms and doing it in the name of God in a way which is, I think, absolutely despicable. Great use of pop songs. Opens with a Betty Davis quote, closes with Betty Davis eyes, and absolutely doesn't skimp on the squeamishness. I mean, it was funny when Ty West said, "You'll know when to look away." Yeah, you will know when to look away. But if you're like me, a fan of splatter, you are not going to be shortchanged. I had a terrific time with Maxine. I thought it was great.
Good. Well, I was happy to hand it over to you for a little bit of horror